All right, guys. So, Secret Invasion is currently streaming on Disney Plus right now, and it obviously is a setup for a future MCU film, maybe Secret Wars. But with its critical response, it had me wondering, is it hurting or helping the MCU? Let me explain. Now, there are a ton of Disney Plus TV shows out right now. All could be considered to be world building for the MCU, whether it be an upcoming film or a film that just completed that maybe we needed some wrap up on the story on. But when I say hurting or helping, let's jump into hurting. So, with hurting, I'm wondering if these TV shows are doing so much world building that it's making you have to do too much homework in order to enjoy an MCU film. Back in 2008, when we started with Iron Man and we had to watch the next film to get more of a story and the next film to kind of build up to Thanos, everything kind of worked in succession. But because the MCU has gotten so expansive and we're now 2 or 3 phase 5 into this thing and Sony's doing their movies, it seems that like the Disney Plus film is doing all, or the Disney Plus TV shows are doing all the work to try to fill in the hole so they can just keep pushing these phases forward. The way it's hurting is that when you're going into a particular film, you need to have already seen maybe 1 or 2 shows in order to understand everything that's going on in that movie. If we look at something like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you kind of had to have seen WandaVision in order to get a lot of the references and story elements that were going on in that particular movie. Yes, and I know you could enjoy it on its own, but there's so much other stuff that's going on that you really would miss or not understand if you hadn't already seen WandaVision. If we look at something like Ant-Man, where you had to have seen Loki. If you didn't see Loki, Kang just came out of nowhere for you. And I know they did a little bit to kind of give him motivation in that particular film, but there's so much else going on as far as with the different versions of Kang and even the post-credits, even the post-credit scene where you wouldn't have understood that if you hadn't already seen Loki. Heck, we can even jump to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. There was a Christmas special on Disney Plus where it kind of explained what they were doing at that particular moment, because when they start Volume 3, they're running nowhere. I mean, nowhere the head, not nowhere, but they're running nowhere, and you only found that out if you'd watched the Christmas special. It kind of throws you into something, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess I have to go with it. We can even look at like the Marvels that's coming out, that's getting ready to come out. If you hadn't seen Captain Marvel, or heck, if you hadn't seen WandaVision, there's 2 characters in that movie that you lose all the backstory on if you hadn't watched those 2 Disney Plus shows. If you hadn't watched those 2 Disney Plus shows. So that's where I feel like it's hurting. It's asking you to do so much homework beforehand that it makes it hard to just really just sit back and enjoy a Marvel film. Yes, the helping portion is that it is world building. So there are a lot of stories that probably would not be told if they weren't Disney Plus series. I mean, we probably wouldn't have gotten a Miss Marvel TV show if we wouldn't have gotten a Miss Marvel movie because that's not a popular character, but it's popular enough to take care of a TV series. We wouldn't be getting Armor Wars. We wouldn't have done, we probably wouldn't have got Loki, to be honest, but things of that sort. We wouldn't got What If and Werewolf by Night. Those Disney Plus shows are telling stories, but when thinking about Werewolf by Night and What If, at least they are contained to what they are. They're not used to tell something for a movie that's upcoming or a movie that just ended, where you're just filling information in for the people who, or because you didn't have enough screen time to tell that complete story. Now, I am curious what you guys think below. For me, I prefer the Netflix way, where it was a TV show based in that particular universe, but not tied to any particular movie. I know some people didn't quite like that because it still made it feel disconnected, but at least it was still part of the world, and it was kind of like, hey, grand scale, small scale. And I like that as telling a story, as opposed to I gotta run into 15 different characters, but because I ran into those characters, now that story has to relay onto the big screen in that particular movie. Or we're doing this small thing right here, and then now that story has to continue onto the big screen. I know we did this for a while when we were watching the first couple of phases, but I think that we, with them going this way, was probably making it too tough for a normal casual Marvel fan to really kind of keep up. So like I was saying before, I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Tell me if you feel like this is helping or hurting. If you feel like it's helping, tell me what makes you excited and how the hell do you keep up with all these Disney Plus TV shows. And if you feel like it's hurting, tell me why you feel like it's hurting, because that's just my opinion. My opinion may not be your guys' opinion, but I would like to know how you feel about the Disney Plus shows and the MCU films going forward in the future. All right, so if it's the first time that you're on the channel, make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button so that way you're aware of all the other videos that we do on the channel. All right, with that being said, you guys take care.
Wait, guys, are you still here? I'm glad you're still here. All right, so if you look down, I mean, it's somewhere over here. Look down. We actually have a Patreon. So if you guys watch this show and you really like what we want to do and you want to help support the show and you want to help me get an editor so I can get to sleep at night because I'm really tired and you guys see all my mistakes in the episodes. So please go to patreon.com/thegoods. Give us a penny, give us a nickel, give us $1.
Just don't give us the finger.
Don't do that. But make sure you do donate something because we do have some giveaways. There's posters, there's t-shirts.
I'll sign something for you.
Exactly. So take a look, guys, and help us out. We appreciate it.